Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to create an audio post for your podcast. So first of all, I'm on my dashboard, and instead of being in settings now, I am in posts, and I'm going to click the create new button, and I'm going to go down to audio post. Now before that I actually do that, we're going to switch over to the new dashboard, and in this one, if I'm on the home section, I will just click on content here to post, or I can even use this create new button on the left hand side and go to audio post here, or create new and audio post here. All right, so once we're in the audio post, it looks the same on either dashboard. And this is where we can upload our audio files. So the supported audio files are MP3, WAV, and ACC. I generally use MP3. I'm just going to go select file. You can also record, but I generally just select the file, and I have dropped mine in here. And we're going to open that. Okay, so it uploads the audio file. Audio files are pretty quick. Video files take a lot longer, but we will have that up in a minute here. All right, so I have everything up as the audio file. Because I already have my Substack podcast set up, it will show my logo for my podcast here along with the name of my podcast. And I have a few options here in the audio settings. Now, where to find this audio settings if you're not seeing it is right here on top of the audio screen. So right superimposed over top, you have several images here, and we're just going to go open settings. And this is where we can do things such as add guests. So I can type in any name on Substack. If you're interviewing someone, you would just type in their name here and select them from the list that shows up. If they don't show up, they don't have a Substack, and you can just put it into the body of the message who is there. So first of all, we would give this a title and a subtitle. And then whatever we write here is going to show up as our show notes, which we can edit separately afterwards. But this is what gets exported to the podcast platforms as your show notes. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about spelling right now. Now, besides this, and this is the audio settings, you can also view your transcript, and this will have a full written out account of everything that's said in the audio, of course. And you can upload a different transcript if you choose to. You can regenerate it, and you can also correct it or download it. So if you downloaded it, for example, as a text file, then you could edit it, put it into your favorite AI to get a summary or do a summary yourself, and then you could put that into your description here for your show notes. All right, so we're going to also look at a couple other settings here. So there, besides those settings we were just in, there's also the free preview. So you can upload a preview to your Substack audio. And that is just right here, select file or record audio. And you do have to do that separately with audio. With video, you can manually enter it in where your free preview ends, but with audio, you have to upload a separate clip. You can also download this and you can change the background image. So I can upload an image and that will replace that blank background. There we are. It's kind of a little bit grayed out. And then, of course, you can remove the media. Once you've got this in place and you have everything else in place, then it behaves like a regular post. So you still have all of your editing options along the top. And in the bottom right corner, you have your settings where you choose who your audience is. You can, go through all of the usual settings, tags, and all of that. You have this extra add audio to podcast RSS feed. So if you don't want it added, you can toggle that off. Then, of course, you have the social preview and the SEO options as usual, and your episode metadata. So here is where you can put in the specific data for your episodes for exporting to the podcast platforms. You can also, once you click the continue button, there's a couple other options. We can add a paywall break or free audio, and that will allow us to send a free preview. And down here, again, you have the add audio to podcast RSS feed. You can still do the episode metadata, and I have added the run a title test. This tests different post titles and then fully publishes whichever one gets the most opens. I haven't actually used this feature yet because it's not something that's really important to me. But it is something that's still kind of in that in-between stage. Not everyone has it, but I'm told that it will soon be rolled out to everybody. So to test that out, we just toggle this on. And then we do a couple of experimental test titles. We can add a couple options, and then we can say that we want this tested on 20% of recipients. And the test duration is maybe 3 hours. And then whichever one gets the most opens will then deliver as that title to the rest of the recipients. All right, so we're going to cancel out of this because I'm not actually publishing this post. And that is the basics of how to set up a podcast episode.